Your Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Who's Your Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hags Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents. Who's Your Trapper Deer Scents. And Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right, welcome to Episode 7, Season 11, Who's Your Trapper Outdoors. This episode will continue with our Kansas line, and I gotta say, all of our episodes I think are pretty cool, but this is a pretty cool episode. So, I hope you enjoy watching that. We'll continue with the Kansas trap line, then we'll go to our semi-live, which will be just trapping right around home here, and then we'll end out the rest of the season with Arkansas, with our Arkansas line. I want to mention the Show Us Your Bottle contest. All the information is on the homepage of the website. Just click on that, they'll give you all the details. Basically, you have a chance to win a $100 gift card. We give 2 away for trappers, 2 away for deer hunters. Take a picture of yourself with the bottle that you used from our deer scent line or from Top Dog or Leatherwood scent line with your success. Get it entered in there, and it's by drawing. So good luck to everybody on that. There is a specific email to send all of your entries through, and that is on the homepage of the website as well. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to check out the Trap House podcast. Most recently, we did a Q&A podcast. So that's a reminder there. Get those questions in. We'll do another Q&A episode at some point, and then but we'll have some guests between now and then on the podcast. So I think that's it. Hope you enjoy the show. I don't think it's the same one.
Got another porkster here.
Check day 6. Just getting started. This is not the target animal that we're after. So catching one's fine. Kind of interesting, kind of cool. Never caught one before. And now I got a porcupine again, and that's
more than enough.
Yeah, we've caught enough of them. So anyways, it's funny when you approach them, they don't try to bite you or anything. They just flip their back end to you because they want to, obviously their quills are their protection. So kind of a unique animal.
Yeah, you have to have a small game license to harvest a porcupine, and we've mounted them at the shop.
Yep.
They make pretty cool mounts.
They do make cool mounts.
Kind of a pain to work with,
yep.
But nonetheless, an interesting conversation piece in your house.
So, just look right here. This is porcupine chewing on this tree.
Oh yeah, they get the bark.
Yep. So he might have been hanging. Obviously, he was hanging out right around here. And didn't realize it, didn't pay any attention to it. So,
alrighty.
All right, so this is awesome. We don't have the opportunity to catch badgers, and I know for some trappers this is a headache and they don't want to deal with it or whatever, but we really appreciate catching them. They're awesome. They're beautiful. They got beautiful fur. So this will end up being a mount at some point. But so we're really excited to catch badgers. And I was hoping Justin would catch one because he's never caught. I've only caught one, so this is my second one. But I was hoping Justin would catch one because he's hasn't caught one. But anyways, very cool. Check day 6. Second. First catch of the day, right? No, we caught the porcupine, but that doesn't really count. But caught a badger. All right, so this is the remake where the badger was. I left it pretty much looking really, very disturbed. I kind of cleaned out a little bit of an approach right here. The trap is here. The ground is still super hard. Clearly the badger's better at digging holes than I am. So the bait I actually kind of buried down here, some top dog, and I put a little bit of black gold back there, and the trap is right here. I don't think anything coming by here is not going to check this out. I mean, this is super attractive to anything coming by, between the smell of the badger, the top dog, and the lure, and just the visual attraction of all this disturbance. So it should be an excellent location if a coyote ever happened to come by, or anything else really for that matter. So, but yeah, pretty cool.
All right, check mark on my bucket list. Finally got a badger. Pretty cool. First time I've caught one personally. Hole's out here near the road. Very fresh digging, so we knew something active was going on, but you can't set the roadways, you know, so we had to make sure we were on the property. So I jumped the fence and set one back there. He's got it stretched out.
He didn't even do any digging.
No, might have just been caught this morning. I don't know.
Yeah.
But real pretty. Good markings. Not as big as the one Charlie picked up earlier, but
Actually, that was just the last trap.
yeah. Well, last
No,
trap.
well, no, I guess we checked 2 traps, and then this
Okay.
is... So,
Almost back-to-back badger.
yeah.
Pretty awesome.
So last night was super mild. It was very warm. I think, I'm not sure. I'm not hardly a badger expert, but I do think they like milder weather. So
Yeah. Mike was saying they run a little bit better when it warms up during the day and stuff too. So cool.
congratulations.
Take care of him and get the remake. I'm gonna tan that one. That one's gonna hang in my man cave, you know.
Congratulations, Justin.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
Wide open Kansas prairie.
That's what we like to see, Charlie.
Yep. Haven't seen very many of them on this trip.
Yeah. Great location. This was a remake after a coon was caught here. There's a coon trail going right into that little thicket, but as you can see, we're on the road.
On a mode 2 track, basically.
Yeah, fence line here, and an old homestead here. Charlie's picked up a skunk back there the other day, so catching a few animals at this particular location. But yeah, check day 6. We still got plenty of traps to go look at. So porcupine first thing in the morning, then we pretty much went back to back on badgers, and now we got a coyote here, so good deal.
I've been fortunate on catching coyotes that are still looking decent.
Yeah, this late in the year.
Yeah, so we've been fortunate in that respect. Got some cattle back there in the background. If you can see those or not, but to our north we got the windmills going. So
All right, got this remake here. Pretty well blended. I had some backing here originally, but that's all tore out between the coon and the coyote. Put some top dog in very shallow dirt hole, so I covered it up a little bit. Plenty of smell, plenty of eye appeal with the circle. Got the blood over here from the coyote. We just pick a little dirt on it and not gonna worry about it. We've got plenty of critters after remakes like this with blood and all that, coyotes and whatever, so we're not too concerned with that. But
well, we aren't concerned with it.
we're not. Yeah. It's not worth. I'm not losing any sleep. Put it that way. But yeah, little female.
I mean, she's definitely getting springy, but she's still worth skimming. So
Yeah, she's losing the back here on the back end, but overall, still pretty nice. Better than Indiana, I guess.
Yep.
All right, still rolling on check day 6. Awfully windy out here. You see this beaver dam? Why the farmer would want this cleaned up. Showed the set we made yesterday. Very simple. 330 right there in the corner, and some beaver castoreum for lure. Kind of fenced it in there and got him. We'll reset that and see what happens. We only have one set here. We don't bring a lot of water trapping gear or things of that nature, but we did bring a couple 330s just in case.
Yeah, we knew in advance that there was, on this property, the rancher was wanting some of the beavers caught out of here, so we threw those in.
But,
did you eat your Wheaties, Justin? Because somebody forgot to throw some setters in.
yep. Our driver was got a little S-curve in it, so we used it as a stake.
Yep.
There he is.
There's probably several other ones in here as small as that one is. So.
A little dinky.
Yep.
We'll reset it and see what happens. Temperatures are going to drop crazy. A wind like this. The cold's good for our traps, but I don't think this cold or this wind's going to help us. This is our buddy here. He likes to smell that beaver carcass. Check day 6.
Check day 6 in the books. 2 badgers, 1 porcupine, a beaver, and a coyote.
Yeah,
So
another mixed bag day.
Yep, mixed bag day. And now we're in the midst of a serious wind blowing dust storm going on. So, and that's supposed to pretty much go on all night long. So I think tomorrow's catch will probably be a 0.
Yeah, we were just talking about how, I mean, it's blowing so hard, I don't see how anything could smell,
Yeah.
you know, your lures or whatnot. I mean, there's a good chance if they are moving a little bit, you got to be right on that trail, you know. But I would think most things are going to hunker down in this type of weather.
Yeah, that's miserable to be out.
Yeah, you get out of the truck to, you know, open a gate or whatever. I can just feel the grit in my mouth. It's in my eyes.
Yeah.
It's like the Dust Bowl out here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We're in the little cabin we're staying in. There's no TV or anything, but there's a DVD player and a TV, and we've been watching the Ken Burns special on the Great Dust Bowl. So we can, and this was the heart of it right here in Kansas. So we can definitely relate. You can hear it hitting the window.
Yeah, you can see it through the window.
So,
Whoa, there's tumbleweeds, the whole deal.
pretty crazy. So, anyways, we'll run traps tomorrow regardless, but we're not expecting a whole lot.
Yeah, so we'll see you next time.
Q&A. I got 2. One's short and one's a little more involved. So the first one is, do we ever double stake with cable stakes? And we do quite often. With any staking, you have to use your judgment as to whether your stake's going to hold. So when you get it in the ground, you got to think, okay, am I in sandy soil or am I in clay or what am I in? What's the likelihood of that stake pulling out of the ground? When you drive that stake in, particularly all the cable stakes or chain stakes, go ahead and preset that stake. So you're taking it from vertical to horizontal, that's what's holding. Go ahead and pull it up, let it set. At that point, you should be able to have a pretty good idea whether that stake's going to hold. If you are in doubt, and even if it's like a 5% doubt, go ahead and add another stake and double stake. You know, if you're using a split ring or a quick link on the end of your chain, it's easy enough to add another stake and just go ahead and double stake. That way you've got the assurance that that stake those double stakes will hold that trap, and the animal will be there when you get there. So no animal deserves a trap on his foot running around, and you don't want to lose your equipment. So double staking, actually we do fairly commonly. So the other question I want to answer is somebody said they wanted to get set up with fur handling and to do some home tanning. So tanning is one of those things where you've got several options. You can take it and ship it to a tannery and get it done that way once you've got it processed. You can take it and tan it yourself at home. You can go the very basic level with the little orange Trapper Side tanning formula that most Trapper Supplies sell, including us. It's pretty good stuff. You kind of get out of it what you put into it in terms of effort. Pretty commonly it's used, and people have good results with it. If you want to go and get into tanning at a more extensive level, you're going to go through a pickle bath with an acid, and then you're going to neutralize that, and you're going to do an actual tan, and then you go to an oil down of your skin. For that, we would recommend getting in touch with a taxidermy supply house, such as Van Dyke's, McKinsey, Research Mannequins, those, and go that route in terms of getting your tanning supplies. Typically, like I said, you're going to start out with an acid bath. A lot of this information is available online. Got to kind of sort through it, but it's some people really enjoy it. It is pretty rewarding to end up with a nice tan skin. What you will find with home tanning is you won't really, unless you start getting, buying fairly expensive equipment, you won't have the shaving machine capabilities and the big fur drum capabilities. But you can still work through those skins and get a really nice job. The tanning that you can do at home is all relative to the effort that you put in it. And the initial prep, in terms of getting all the fat, meat, and membrane off of the skin, is very, very important. And then at the end of the tanning process, breaking the fiber in the skin to get it soft, that's very important as well. So it doesn't matter what tanning method you use, that skin fiber has to be broken at the end. So the tanning itself is basically taking that skin, and I'm not a chemist, but it's taking that skin and turning it into leather. So and then you're going to break that fiber in the leather to make it soft and pliable. So kind of hope that helps clear that up a little bit. We may address that a little bit more in the future in terms of our tanning. In-house here, we do all of our tanning through pressurized tanning tanks for our taxidermy purposes. But we don't; those are all what would be called wet tan. They're not dry tan. So typically, when you have wall hangers and all that, that's called dry tanning. So you're taking that wet tan and you're finishing it out to where the fur's dry, and so they can hang on the wall. So anyways, I hope that helps. Get those Q&As in, and we'll be glad to try to answer them, and we'll put some on the show, and we'll do a future podcast of Q&A. So. Trapping has been a lifelong passion of mine. Back in 1976, I started Hoosier Trapper Supply, and we've had the privilege of serving trappers across this great country for all these years. We carry a complete line of traps and trapping equipment. You can check us out at HoosierTrapperSupply.com.
Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country.